All right, for today's episode, it's for the sweet toothers. We're doing 2 different kinds of cookies, a chocolate chip and a chocolate. We're gonna start off by putting our butter in here and melting down our chocolate over this double boiler. Mix it up a little bit. And in the meantime, while that melts down, we got some light brown sugar here we're gonna put in the bowl. We're gonna put 2 eggs here. Make sure there's no shell. Scoop that out. Right. And we just wanna add 1 egg at a time and make sure it's fully incorporated before we add our next egg. Want it at about medium-high speed. We want to take it till it's like almost a caramel color and doubles in volume and size. Just stop it for a second, and you want to make sure you get all your edges. Take a rubber spatula and just go down the sides here to make sure it's all fully incorporated. Cool. So you want to let this go for about 4 minutes. Come and check on our chocolate right now. All right, so our chocolate's almost fully melted. We just want to take it till it's all incorporated. You don't want to take it any further than that. Bowl might be a little hot, just be careful. Use a towel when you grab the bowl. And we're just gonna let that chill for just a second. You don't want to incorporate it when it's too hot. You want it to just get about just lukewarm. All right, it's starting to look like caramel and it's like doubled in size. So I'm going to take this bowl now and start adding my dry ingredients. I have instant coffee here. Throw that in the bowl. Just some regular AP flour, all-purpose. Baking soda, and just a little bit of salt. Mix that with your hand or whatever, a whisk. All right, now we're gonna add in our dry ingredient before we put in the chocolate. Let's put it right here. All right, see how our chocolate's looking. All right, it's about lukewarm, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour my chocolate in the mix here. All right, now we're just gonna turn it off for a sec, drop it down, and slowly, or not slowly, just go down our edges here. Now this is gonna be more of a wet dough and it's gonna be a little loose, so don't be concerned if it's not thick like traditional cookie dough is. All right, that's there. So like so. My spatula. And so you want to just put this in a bowl, cover it in plastic wrap, and you want to let it sit in your fridge for about 15 to 30 minutes before you're able to handle it and make some cookie shapes, some cookie balls or whatever, some dough balls. All right, so our chocolate cookie dough is in the fridge, chilling. So in the meantime, we're gonna get our chocolate chip cookie dough ready. So we're gonna take our flour, all-purpose, baking soda. We're just gonna sift that into a bowl. Cool. Just so you don't get any of those like little clumps. And we'll just take our salt, sprinkle it in, just mix it with your finger. That's good. Now we're gonna take half our butter. We're gonna be working with somewhat cold butter, just so you know. We're gonna take it into our mixer using the paddle. And before we add our sugar, we're gonna beat half the butter until it's creamy and smooth, and then we'll add our sugar and the remaining butter. All right, so our butter is where we want it. I'm gonna add, so this is molasses sugar. It's not dark brown, it's not light brown. It's molasses sugar. You can substitute with dark or light. I prefer this, it gives a nice flavor to the cookie dough. Just go ahead, pour all that in there. And then this is just regular granulated sugar. And the rest of that butter. And we're just gonna let that go till it's nice and creamy and everything's well incorporated. All right, so that's starting to look nice and creamy. Grab our eggs, about a medium-sized egg you wanna use. You just wanna add one at a time and then make sure it's fully incorporated before you add the next egg. All right, it's nice and creamy where we want it to be. Now we're gonna take our dry mix and incorporate that in. I do half at a time. I feel like it makes it easier so it's not going all over the place. And once again, remember to start your mixer off slow or you're gonna have a huge mess on your hands. All right, that's us all well incorporated. Now I'm gonna add my chocolate chips. I have here, I bought whole chocolate candy bars and I chipped them with my knife. This is 60% cocoa and then I have a 80% cocoa. So it's a little bitter and a little sweet and milky. So we'll just incorporate those. Cool. Now I'm going to take my rubber spatula and kind of mix everything by hand so all the chocolate chips are well incorporated. So you don't have like just giant pockets of chocolate. Awesome. So this you can plastic wrap it. You can let it sit for like 2 to 3 days in your refrigerator or for up to 2 weeks in your freezer. But for now, we're just going to let that sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes. We're going to go start balling up our chocolate cookie dough and start baking that. All right. So I got our chocolate cookie dough here. It should be a little stiff, not as loose, because it sat in the fridge for about 15-30 minutes. I got a tablespoon measure right here. We're gonna use that to ball up our dough. It's gonna be a little sticky, a little tacky. But if it's too sticky, like it's really sticking in your hands, make sure to put it back in the fridge. Just gonna ball it up right here in our hands. And this recipe that I'm showing you guys today makes about 20 to 22 cookies depending on the size. And of course, the recipe will be in the description in the video. All right, so now we got some sea salt right here. I'm just gonna do a little bit on each one. And before we go into the oven, you just wanna tap the bottom of your tray to kind of help flatten it out. And our oven's at 350 degrees. And so we're gonna bake that for a total of 11 minutes, but for 5 minutes, we're gonna let it go for 5 minutes, open the oven, rotate the pan, give it a little shake. I want the cookies to crack, kind of give it like a brownie-like appeal. So when we get to that part, I'll show you that. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I have a timer set up on my phone. That's what I use. If you have a kitchen timer, that works too. So we're gonna go in here, rotate the pan. And once again, I'm gonna tap the pan. Just so the cookie cracks. Set up my timer for about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna go back and tap the pan again, and then hopefully in a total of 11 and 12 minutes of cook time, the cookies will be ready. So our chocolate cookies are out of the oven. We got some space in there now. We're gonna let those cool down and kind of finish cooking in the pan. And in the meantime, we'll start cooking our chocolate chip cookie dough. I want these cookies a little bit larger, so that's why they look so big. Remember, make sure they're well spaced so they're not touching. Now we're just gonna let these cook for about 12 minutes. 6 minutes into the cook time, we'll rotate the pan, pull them out after another 6 minutes, and they'll be done. So let's go ahead and go in the oven. All right, so they're ready. I'm about to pull them out of the oven. Nice large cookies. That's what I was going for. Just let those cool down, and then we'll plate them up and enjoy them with some milk. All right, so we have our whole milk here to enjoy with our cookies. Just take them off the tray after they've been cooled. Kind of mix them up. All right. Nice little cookie plate. Some milk. Take care of that sweet tooth for you, and then make some for your kids, family, whoever. Yeah, enjoy.